Hey everyone, my name is Wedge. I love Commander, I really do. The format is great, but sometimes I just get so frustrated that I have to let out my angst. I have to. I've been testing a bunch lately, and some cards, they make me want to bash my forehead against a brick wall. This is part 2 of the most annoying Commander cards in Magic. It is not a worst cards ever video. This video is for me so I can relieve my frustrations, okay? It is not a worst cards ever, so don't get your underwear in a bunch. Also, I'm giving away 2 boxes of Masters 25 right now, shipped anywhere in the world for free. Click the first link in the description. All you have to do is be subbed to the channel. You can also follow on social media for more entries. Just do it, it's friggin' free. All right, let's get to it before I develop an aneurysm. Commander allows for some really wacky board states and crazy interactions you likely won't find in other formats. It also allows the opportunity for 4 players to do absolutely nothing. Winter Orb and Stasis are both very old cards that excel in denying resources, perfect for driving a multiplayer game to a screeching halt. Winter Orb stops players from untapping more than 1 land, while Stasis won't let you untap, period. Wow, I'm so happy to be a part of this enlightening experience. These cards certainly teach me how to enjoy the finer points of deck building and play skill. Hope you enjoy building character. They don't tell you that when you start playing Commander, you should invest in one of those blood pressure machines from Walmart. Ever heard of hypertension? It's the silent Commander killer. Speaking of resource denial, let's talk about a certain blue praetor, Jin-Gitaxias Core Augur. Cost 10 mana, and we're lucky that Wizards didn't have a brain fart and put this card at something ridiculous like 6. 10 mana still seems too low. So you have a handful of cards and you think, okay, I've got all my plans in line and I should be ready for anything. Then your opponent flashes this Goliath in and your hand is gone. At least you'll have Threshold. Oh, and your opponent gets to draw 7 cards on their end step. Fabulous. Jin-Gitaxias is basically the 1% in card form. Occupy Phyrexia incoming. Blue's not the only color that can restrict play. Now yes, I run Angus Mackenzie. The deck exists to make you hate yourself. But when I'm playtesting for this channel, I don't have time for this nonsense. So I'm about to yell at myself. Anyways, Peacekeeper is a harmless 1/1 from Weatherlight that can't attack. The reason I say that it can't attack is because every other creature also can't attack. In case you've never played Commander before, and alternatively, why are you watching this video, a good chunk of the decks in the format rely on creatures and combat. Voltron decks, token decks, cards like Zur and Derevi all need to attack to actually do things. Well, cut it out with that nonsense. We're going to have a good old-fashioned sit-in instead. Let me take a second to note that it seems like White's only purpose in Commander is to be an inconvenience. Sure, you get cards like Stoneforge Mystic and some decent removal, but then a bunch of the cards are bent on not actually playing Magic. I didn't buy all these cards just to sit at a table and not be able to use them. I can't wait until White gets burn spells in 10 years. Alright, these are the White cards that make me question playtesting anything. Oh, let's begin. We have Ghostly Prison, Elish Norn, Aven Mind Sensor, 8.5 Tails, both Thalias, Academy Rector, Karmic Guide, Revelark, Japanese Armageddon, Cataclysm, Return to Dust, Rest in Peace, Humility, Hallowed Burial, Terminator, Catastrophe, Dusty Winter Orb, Less Angry Avacyn, Grand Abolisher, Luminate Primordial, Stone Hero Giant, Sun Titan, Akroma's Vengeance, not Akroma's Vengeance. Look at all these fun cards that all happen to be White. White is basically the guy who takes too long ordering his sandwich during the lunch rush while double parking his SUV in a handicap spot. You know what? That same guy probably runs Iona. What a piece of trash, Iona. Who gave you the right? It's unbelievable. That's me. Okay, now that we've gotten through the worst part of the color pie, let's see what the rest of Magic has to offer. Grip of Chaos is a bulk rare that has no business being in any deck, but Wizards accidentally made a format where a card like this would shine. Gee, thanks! So anything with a single target can be randomly changed. I really want to deal with this Elish Norn, but first let me come up with a way to randomly select from the 87 permanents in play. Just hand me a pile of dice, and I'll just whip them at the person who played the card. Better yet, I'll throw myself off a cliff and see how many bones I break. 37 bones? Cool, I'll turn my own planes into a 3/3. Oh, I've had it. So if you're like the average Commander player, you probably have some creatures with Enter the Battlefield abilities. So does almost everyone else. Have you ever wondered what would happen if a card put all these effects onto the stack at once? Well, luckily they printed 2 versions of that card, but we're going to talk about the cheaper one. Living Death lets everyone play a game of musical chairs with their board and graveyard. The result? 4 players getting crushed under the weight of the stack. Play this at the tail end of a 4-hour game and it basically is Divine Intervention at 5 mana. This card is just a massive headache as it tends to overload the board with a bunch of triggers. I don't know about you, but when I see like 100 triggers on the stack, I get a sudden and immense urge to take a nap or punch myself in the face. Sometimes both. It gets complicated. Nether Void is an old expensive card from Legends that you probably won't see very often in Commander, but will certainly make you want to run into a brick wall. Spells cost 3 more to play or they're countered. So don't forget to pay 4 for that Swords to Plowshares or you're going to look like a fool. Black doesn't usually have this effect, and for good reason, because this card's beyond annoying. The thought of paying 9 mana for duplicate makes me sick. Nether Void has a cousin too, the Abyss, is another 4 mana black enchantment from Legends that forces a player to destroy target non-artifact creature they control. That sounds fun already. What? You say the person with the Abyss only has artifacts or creatures they can't target? Awesome, wonderful, swell. Black is very good at crowd control if you weren't aware, and always finds excruciating ways to take advantage of it. It's infuriating. I'm infuriated. Threaten effects have historically been pretty punishing. You try to hold back enough blockers to stay alive, and then your opponent steals your stuff and kills you. It's pretty irritating. Naturally, Wizards would eventually print a card that steals all the creatures, and that card is Insurrection. Nothing says fun like carefully crafting a board state only to have the red guy tap out, take all the creatures, and then clown you with them. The best part about this card is how mindlessly good it is. Are there a billion creatures in play? Fire it off. The card's basically a 120-point burn spell in a 4-player game. Another aside, why are we rewarding people for playing red, the color with mostly crappy creatures and burn spells? They shouldn't have access to a Goliath card like Insurrection. Force them to play forests or islands, like everyone else. Friggin' heathens. We are not done yet. Green has annoying cards too, which is impressive to say considering cards like Craterhoof Behemoth, Avenger of Zendikar, and Tooth and Nail are designed specifically to put you in the ground quickly. One aspect of green is how much it hates artifacts and enchantments, and we aren't talking a casual resentment. Green really hates artificial junk. Bane of Progress really embodies this hatred by not only smashing all the artifacts and enchantments, but also leaving behind some forgotten ancient-like monstrosity. Say goodbye to all your equipment, mana rocks, and heuristic studies. Wave of Vitriol runs similar to this card, but also softens the blow by giving you basic lands. This card is just pure cruelty. Depending on how deranged your playgroup is, this is a good blink or reanimate target too. Better bring your Darksteel Forges, or don't play artifacts or enchantments. There's a lot of fun to be had here. Continuing the theme of hating things, Woodfall Primus is a 6/6 that breaks a non-creature permanent when it hits the battlefield. A super expensive acidic slime doesn't seem like that big of a deal. Then it dies and comes back again to do the exact same thing. It punishes you if you kill it, and punishes you if you don't. Your opponent is probably going to make it persist more than once too. Primus doesn't want you to have nice things or a life total. I don't know why, but that bothers me to no end. This card's annoying. It is, just shut up. Darksteel Forge manages to make this list twice because it makes the simple concept of artifact removal so excruciating. Think of all the cards that exile artifacts. Yeah, not too many of those exist. I'm definitely not looking to play Furnace Dragon to deal with this card. The card says 9 mana on it, but I doubt anyone actually pays for this. Arkham Daxon just drags this around in a sack or something. The card serves one purpose only, to make simple processes much more difficult, like changing your phone charger every 2 years, or the Electoral College. Wham! Political joke. A plus. I felt like I needed to get that off my chest. I've been dealing with so many ridiculous commander strategies lately. I get where Malphus Doorbuster's coming from. I want to go breaking down some doors and punching commanders right in the face. Basically everyone besides this thing, okay? I mean, come on, look at it. How can you hate this card? Anyways, what are some of your most hated commander cards? Which cards make your blood boil, make you rethink your entire life, make you want to, dare I say, play Nekasar? Oh, just the thought scares me. Anywho, let me know what you think. And as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Believe it or not, this video is brought to you in part by TCGplayer.com. Good people don't run these cards, but since clearly none of us are good people, I might as well tell you where to get some of them on the cheap. Insurrection is a stupid card, but it's also a relatively cheap stupid card. At $7, this is one of the only real true bombs in red in Commander. The card's absurd in every way. If you enjoy playing red in that format, Insurrection will make everyone hate you, I can promise you that. Click the link on the screen to help the channel, but also ruin Commander. It's your choice, it's your life, enjoy!